Good morning and welcome back to another video. I'm over in Northern Ireland at the moment. Me and my boss are going to drop my truck down at Volvo in Dungannon, and then we're going to load the trailer that he's got on. We're going to load at Fleming's and we're going to have a little look at how things are made in the Fleming Factory. So also while I'm over here, Chris has downloaded my taco head, which has to be done. While I'm here, I also download my card, although I have got a card reader at home that I can download and send over to Chris. They're just requirements that need to be done to be compliant. I've only got the unit today, so I'm just going to pop out and do my daily checks. This is also a boring, tedious task that has to be done, and if you don't do it, you could end up in a bit of a sticky situation from not noticing a defect on the truck, and nobody wants problems like that. I also record all my daily checks on the app. I don't know if you can see them, but I've also got two lights in the grille. They're not wired up yet, but they're two new lights Chris and his son put in last night. I follow Chris out of the yard and towards Dungannon. He knows the roads over here far better than I do, so it makes sense for him to go first. There's not really a simple route over to Dungannon, and for most of it we head cross-country through towns and villages. There are a few tight spots through parked cars, but it's not so bad for me because I don't have a trailer today. It takes us around an hour to get over to Dungannon, and as we get close it starts to get light. We won't be stopping in Dennison's for very long, so once we get in there, Chris turns himself around and I go and park myself up. And then once I'm parked, I go and take my keys into reception. They ask me if there are any issues with the truck, but there isn't, so it should be just a straightforward service and inspection. We've just dropped the keys in and I'm off with Chris now to go and load at Fleming, and I'm going to have a little look around the factory. So we're just leaving Dungannon now, and how far is it to the Fleming Factory?
About an hour or so.
The roads are fairly quiet heading over, even though we are getting into rush hour, so it kind of makes a change from English traffic. Even though it's quite an overcast dull day, there are still some beautiful views, which is definitely one of those things that makes lorry driving worthwhile. As we get closer, I spot the Fleming factory in the distance. It doesn't look anything like I imagined it to look. For some reason, I was expecting the whole factory to be blue, but there's not one bit of blue in sight. Lots of rollers. Tyres. Chris parks in one of the loading bays and then gets all the buckles undone on the curtain. Once the curtain is open, it's all ready to start loading. There is already a car shell on the trailer from elsewhere to be delivered to Newbury. We pop inside and I get introduced to everybody, and Norman makes us all a nice cup of tea. Next, I go for a tour around the factory and I felt like I was walking into the film Flashdance. Unfortunately, I didn't see any dancing to go along with the welding, but it was really interesting to see how everything was made.
I'm Gareth, by the way.
Gareth, and how long have you worked for Fleming?
15 years.
15 years?
Yeah. I'll open this door here. Give me 2 seconds. You're in the cutting room here now at Fleming's.
Right.
As you can see, all the raw material that comes in and is cut this size. For example, if we're making a batch of trailers or something like that, we send the program to the software to the screen over here. It gives the guys a list of exactly what they need to cut for a certain product. And whenever they're actually making the product, they sign in to the product, and that's how we record the time it takes to make it. So you can see here, like we've got a big saw over in this corner, we've got a punch, we've got a guillotine here, we've got our rollers, what rolls all our tanks and our rollers. As you can see, some of them, the rollers actually formed here.
Right.
Our big press for bending channel.
Right.
So
what sort of skills do people need then if they work here?
Well, we do. It's metal fabrication and metal work. Obviously, you know, with a lot of on-site training.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys will do apprenticeships and stuff like that.
Oh, right. So you do actual apprenticeships?
We do. Yeah. We're very strongly involved in that. So this is our spare parts department. From here, they get live orders coming in, and they prep them and have them ready for going out the same day. A wide range of stuff. It could be brackets for bale handling, or for out front products, and then our tanker components for our axles, our brakes, and sprockets for our muck spreaders. The other thing we do as well is a thing called pre-production.
Right.
So whenever we're making, for example, trailers,
yeah,
we need to have assembly at the end. Whenever they get all the welding and all done and spraying, So they make sure they have enough all the nuts and lights and hoses. So it's all there in a box. So they're not running back and forward to stores.
Right.
Initially, this was the very first shed that was here on site. It was back in 1983. So it went from that wall there to, there's like a line on the floor.
Yeah.
So that was all the size of the facility was then.
Yeah.
There's a machine over there for putting all the information identification plates to make sure every machine is CE marked as it goes out. This is our profile shed as such. You'll see all the different wee brackets. They're all profiled and it's got a wee number on it. So every one is the exact same.
Yeah.
This part here is actually for a rear door off a slurry tanker. But as you can see, imagine you were trying to make that.
Yeah.
It'd be a nightmare, like, you know, the amount of time it would take. So every one of these here be cut out in a plasma and then it'll be folded and ready to weld. So it speeds up the whole process. Good uniformity and just keeps the whole thing nice and neat. So this is now the welding shop. As you can see, it's quite a busy environment.
Yeah.
A1 down at the bottom, makes your way the whole way down, right down to 13 down there.
Right.
So there's some of your rollers.
Yeah.
This machine here is called a rotator. So when it rotates around, it welds up the seam.
Oh, right.
And then this one here does a vertical weld as well across the drum as well.
Right.
This is a wheel kit roller, which is a hydraulic lift on the rear.
Yeah.
So that's two different parts of it getting done in two different bays. As you can see here from the box section, it's already been profiled. All the pieces been cut out. So it makes the whole thing come together in a jig format.
So that thing that it's sat on there, that actually rolls.
That rotates around and it welds both ends at the same time.
Oh, right. Wow. That's really interesting.
It's really impressive. And then it's actually set up then and pressure tested to make sure there are no leaks.
Okay. So it's a completely sealed unit then?
Yeah. So you can put water on to make it heavier. Axles for trailers, center parts for rollers, wee small land rollers for the compact amenity end. This is our big head toe frames. This is our monorail. See the yellow structure?
Yeah.
And that basically transports all the goods from this end of the factory to the other end of the factory. It's like a chain network, so you can have 250 units. He's degreasing, and he's prepping the machine for basically for going into the spraying process. It's wiped off with panel wipe, and any furs or any rough surfaces is removed. You want to make your way through? So this is our undercoat bay. You can feel the temperature change. That comes right round and through here, yeah. So it's done with a
conveyor belt, basically.
Yeah, it's basically yeah. So they slide along until they come down the line. The box is actually starting to heat up. Any splatter, any rough edges are all removed, and it starts now then getting on the undercoat primer, which is actually heated before it's actually put on. So it actually eats into the metal and bonds better, so it's longer lasting. As you can see, there's our hydraulic boxes. There's rollers that have been done.
How long does the undercoat take to dry?
The drying process between first and second is about an hour and a half,
Right.
but you don't want it to fully cure,
Right.
because you want adhesion between the top layer and the bottom layer.
I see, yeah.
Like even that there now is actually dry to touch,
Yeah.
but you know, if you put your nail in it, you could probably indent it.
Yes.
This man here, he's getting it all the wee bits that's awkward to get at with a spray gun. He's doing it with a roller, all the wee awkward nooks and crannies. This is our big oven, then it goes along the side. So after it gets its second coat, which is the Fleming blue,
Yeah.
it moves in under the spray oven, and then it's baked in the spray oven for a period of 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
If you want to go down along the side,
Well, it's nice and warm in here. So
see,
this is fresh.
at this stage all the vapours and all is burned off through the filtration system, and you can feel the heat on your back with the infrared heaters. So it's an electric oven here, and we have a gas oven up above, which we'll see shortly. This is one of our roller frames, as you can see. Moves then from here out to our assembly area, which is a finishing room. And then you can see the Fleming blue. And at this stage, like you feel that box there, you can actually still feel the heat on it.
Oh yeah, you can.
Our hydraulic boxes, 7-foot boxes. So there's assembling yard scrapers here at the moment,
Right.
which I need for a couple of loads going out now shortly.
Oh right.
That'll keep you happy.
Yes.
Roller drums stacked up, waiting for frames to go through. As soon as the frames are on the line, they set the drums down, ready for assembly. These are our end toe rollers. Remember, you seen them back with the frames getting welded. Now this is them assembled.
Right.
So big difference.
Yeah. So I guess then As the farming season changes, you would prioritise different
Yes, we adapt, yeah.
Yeah.
All seasonal. But because we work throughout the whole globe, there's stuff now we're making that you wouldn't be thinking you're making this time of year. But you know, this time of year it's tankers, it's rollers, it's still bale handling. Then we're starting going to our topper season and everything else.
So you stay a little bit ahead of what the farm needs.
We monitor week to week, and we can analyse basically on historical data what we did last year, and sort of gauge it on that. You know, rear doors for 2-ton trailers.
Yeah.
This is our newest facility here. You can imagine we start off in the wee shed. We went that way.
Yeah.
Now we've gone this way.
Right.
So this is for bigger products. Chassis for 2-ton trailers. Our tanker production here at this stage. Bigger kit needs more room. They move around.
These would go through the same painting process?
Yes, yeah. Couple of key things, as you can see here, we are tanks. All the tanks are they're welded on the rotator, and then they go into this bay first of all, and Glenn there would cut all the segments out. It's all baffled and braced on the side for stopping for surges, and then it'll be flipped over the body, and all the chassis and the axle ends are done. This is our oven here. It's really good for big stuff because you can put it in. You hit the bake cycle, it heats the product up.
Right.
You paint it, it bakes it again, and job done. That's a 2,500 machine.
Right.
With the Fleming 7.5 metre trail and shoe on it.
So these are in black, not your signature
These are
blue.
black. We do offer the black as an option. It's two of the colours we sort of use, sort of known for the blue, but it does look well as well. This is our new tube laser. I was showing you the material down and sort of prep ready for assembly.
Yeah.
Well, this is this machine does.
Right.
You put the big thing of box in, and it'll cut all these wee shapes and all out of it. Because out the other side, it's ready then to go into production. It's helped with efficiency big time.
So before, would you have sent all this out?
We'd outsourced it. Our plasma table as well for burning out all the different shapes. Well, even simple things like rest plates for tankers and stuff. These are all burnt out on the bed.
Yeah.
And then they're welded together. A good example of the tube laser in action there. As you can see, it's got the holes burnt out. It's got the angles burnt out of the box. Whenever you fold it up, everything is actually the way it should be. And from here, from assembly now out to the yard, we'll get loaded onto our truck network, AEU.
Yes, me. Oh, Chris.
There's Chris himself up, trying to get it all tied on and get ready to go. This would be a stereotype load going down south. Look at the mixture of product you've on.
Yeah.
Because we do such a range of product, you know, a lot of dealers like that because the one-stop shop.
Yeah. So after the rollers, what's the next popular thing that you're...
Well, with tankers, as you've seen.
Tankers.
Yeah. And then after that now, we'll be flat out now trying to get caught up in our grass seasonal stuff.
Right.
Because it doesn't belong, the spring doesn't belong coming round.
No.
It's always evolving. You're not doing the same repetitive work. That's which is good for the guys in the factory. Working together makes the whole thing easier, you know what I mean? A good, strong staff. Our sales team's very strong, so good at communication makes the whole thing smoother.
What did you do before you worked for Fleming?
I've been farming all my life, still am. I worked with a technology company too as well, so that for 15 years. So, but I always had the interest in the farming, you see. So
with the farming and your interest in technology, you're kind of best placed here at Fleming.
Job. I found a job that I like, and I get reward from doing it. Like, you have to do something you enjoy.
Yeah. What was your favourite thing when you were out farming, or when you're out farming?
Oh, well, listen, out walking through the fields and hear the birds singing.
Yeah.
And checking the stock, and then jump in the tractor and go and do some work with it. There's a certain reward from it. It's a fuzzy, warm feeling. You don't record your time. You just go and do it.
Yeah.
We always joke and we say, like, as farming, it's sort of like a disease.
Yes, yeah,
but just,
we say that about Carnival back in Bridgewater. Yeah, once you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, once you get the bug, you can't get it. Well, I want to thank you, Annie, very much for coming today.
Thank you. So this is the trailer all loaded up now, and we'll get the curtain closed and head on our way. We head out of the gate and Chris says goodbye in the only way he knows how. So we're heading back to Dungannon, back to pick up my truck, and then me and Chris will swap trailers so that I can take it over to England. I haven't been a passenger in a truck for quite some time, and it's really nice just to chill out and enjoy the scenery. We ring ahead to Denison's to see if the truck will be ready when we get there, but it's looking like we may have time to stop for some lunch. So we pop into a little service area which has a cafe, and I managed to find the biggest slice of mint aero cheesecake I've ever seen. And of course, a coffee on the side. We don't stop for long and then it's back into Denison's to pick up the truck. We were going to swap the trailer over in here, but we do need to go to a truck wholesaler before I catch the boat. So we decide to wait until we get there. Back in the truck, I'm just going to pull forwards, give Chris a wave. We're going to pop down to Lisbon to pick up a few bits. He's going to drop the trailer that we've just loaded. Then I'm going to pick that one up and take it over to England. So I'll be heading on the Belfast to Birkenhead ferry overnight tonight. Once again, Chris is going to lead the way as he knows where he's going and I don't. I also need to make sure that I keep up because I'm not even sure what this place is called. I probably should have asked really. This journey will take about 40 to 45 minutes and is on my way back to the ferry anyway. Lisbon is also the place where the drifter style truck show is held. Once we get to our destination, Chris pulls up on the side of the road. He drops the trailer and then I pull out around and hitch up to the trailer. And he watches me back onto the pin so I don't need to get out. 2 little shunts forwards, handbrake on. Then I get out and we complete the hitching up process, which takes no time at all when there's 2 of you. Then we pop into the shop and we get a few bits that we both need. You may remember that when it snowed a couple of weeks ago that my number plate pushed out with the weight of the snow. So we replaced the number plate holder just to be on the safe side. Right, that's that all sorted. So now it's over to the dock, ready to go back to England with this trailer. This is pulling out in front of me. He's back off to get another trailer. From where I am in Lisbon, it's only about 20 minutes to the dock. If it was a busier time of the day, it could have taken me twice as long, as I need to go through Belfast to get to the boat. I've had quite an easy day today, but I know that as soon as I get back to England, I have quite a bit to do. When I get into the dock, I pull up to the window and try to get myself booked in. I'm going on the 10:30.
We'll see or something there and just walk over when you see that book going in the
right.
getting your tickets, okay?
Yeah, alright, no worries.
Problem, thank you. And then you can move on down you have to.
Oh,
Alright,
perfect, thank you. I've been told that I can't book in until after the afternoon boat has gone, which should be about 15 minutes. So they've told me to go and park up nearby. The afternoon boat should have gone now, so I'm going to pop over to the office and see if I can get myself booked in. That seemed to be more hard work than it needed to be, but I have finally got my ticket, so I can go on down and get in the queue to get on the boat. I just need to drive through the dock down to where they load the boat, which should only take about 5 minutes. It looks like I might actually be first in the queue, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put myself on brake and put myself on ferry mode. First thing I do, put myself on brake. So I put it on begin ferry mode. So this will allow me to get on and off the boat without disrupting my actual daily rest. As you can see, I've got the boat in the corner there and I am on brake. I just need to wait until about 9 o'clock tonight now before I can actually get on the boat. But it's fine, you know, it's one of those things. I have nothing else to do over here, so I might as well be here waiting and on brake so that I get a decent daily rest. It's about 6 o'clock now and I'm ready for my tea, so I'm going to have my soup that I made. I know I will get a meal on the boat if I wanted it, but by the time we board, I want a shower and I want to go to bed. And I'll make the most of the breakfast in the morning. But I'm going to have my homemade tea now. It's now 6:30 in the evening. The boat has got in and everyone's getting off the boat. They will clean the boat up, make sure all the room's clean, and then we will be allowed on, which will probably be around 9ish because the boat will leave at 10:30. At 9:15, someone comes across and tells me I can start boarding the boat. I'm not sure if I like being the first on, as I always think it's better when you have to follow somebody else. Plus, they send me down the narrow bit down the side, which leaves no room for error. As you can see, all the unaccompanied trailers are already on the boat and they are anchored to the floor using chains. They get put on when the rest of the ship is being cleaned. Being first on means that I drive the whole length of the ship, but being in one of the side lanes, I bet I won't be first off. The marshal guides me up and blows a whistle to tell me to stop. So this is my room on the boat. This is the shower. I've just had a nice shower. And I am off to bed. After the long wait, I am on the boat and in bed. I'm going to have a good night's sleep and start again tomorrow, because I've got to go down to Birmingham, down to a place near Membry Services, and then over to Chelmsford, then back up to Spalding for a reload. So I have got a busy day tomorrow. Good night. Don't forget you can get my merch at f28print.com.